Hi, gang. It's Patrick.
And Adam.
Coming up on today's episode, we chat about recent listener feedback and questions, we discuss the latest Disney news, and we give our spoiler-free review of Disney's live-action remake of Aladdin. As always, we close out the show with some quick D. All that and more on today's episode of Gays Do the D.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
Hello, Adam.
Hello, Patrick.
What's up, playa?
It is a beautiful day here in Minnesota.
Finally.
I know.
The sun's out.
Yes.
The guns are out.
So you mean arms, right?
Obviously.
Yeah. The right to bear arms.
And my pistol. You never know.
I know. Yep. I usually know. So is there a better way to spend a beautiful Minnesota day than recording a podcast in a basement?
I can't think of anything.
Yeah.
It's a perfect basement day. It's also a perfect Goofy's birthday today on our recording date.
Oh, it's Goofy's birthday.
We celebrated it last week on the show, but we are recording this next episode on his actual birthday. It's also your birthday, part 3 today.
Oh, we need to stop talking about it because people are so jealous.
Don't be jealous of my birthday.
Is that a real song?
It's a Don't Be Jealous of My Boogie by RuPaul.
Oh, okay.
I just got real gay.
Yeah, gayer.
Got gay? Yeah.
Gayer.
Yeah, gayed it up a little bit. Also happening this week is Memorial Day.
That's right. It is Memorial Day Monday when this episode is released.
I will not be working.
Either will I.
Instead, I will be celebrating or just being somber, I guess, at home. How do you celebrate Memorial Day?
You can do both. I think you can celebrate the unofficial start to summer.
There you go.
And at the same time, you can remember all of the servicemen and women who made the greatest sacrifice for our country and for our freedoms. And you can thank their family members.
I like it.
And then you can shove a hot dog right down your throat.
Throw a hot dog in your mouth, drink some American beer.
Yep.
Murica.
Yeah, drive a Ford or a Chevy.
There you
go. One
go.
of the two. Those are cars, right? Or trucks? I don't know.
Why not?
Okay.
Happy Memorial Day, everybody.
Happy Memorial Day. We also have something else to celebrate, Patrick.
We do?
Yes. Later this week, on Friday, May 31st, is the grand opening of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge.
It's all happening.
In Disneyland.
Amazing.
Can you believe it?
It seems like it just started 6 or 7 years ago, and here we are today.
And Patrick, we can all watch the live stream of the dedication ceremony for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at the Disneyland Resort on May 29th. And you can view that dedication ceremony at DisneyParksBlog.com or on YouTube and search Disney Parks Live.
Are you going to be watching?
I think I am.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't love those live blogs very often, but this one would be historic, I suppose, to watch.
Yeah, they're kind of hit and miss, aren't they? And I want the hosts to be better.
It's tough when you're live on a camera that's only on a computer feed and there's not, you don't have like the advantage of like music behind you or editing at all.
Is this from all of those videos you made for the internet? And you know what I'm talking about.
We're not supposed to bring that up.
Oh, we're not?
Under legal advice.
Okay. You can find them, people. It's harder now that Tumblr's not a thing anymore, but you can find them.
I've changed my name, so you have to guess what my name was back then. The word brick is in the name now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I was hoping that Lil would be in it too.
Lil Brick.
Lil Brick.
Lil Brick House. I have to say, Adam, this week we got a flood of listener emails and DMs and text messages. It's been crazy.
I know. It's really exciting. We can go for a couple of weeks and not really hear anything. And then suddenly one week it just all comes flooding in.
We know we've done one good episode so far then.
No, we haven't. No, we haven't.
We've done 0 good episodes so far.
How dare you. We received a number of compliments, and I'm not going to read them all on the air because wouldn't that just be...
amazing?
Yeah. I mean, stroke our own egos, but everybody listening would be like, why?
Why are they stroking their egos so much? I can hear it.
But we do want to extend some thank yous. So we need to give some shout outs to Rob, who you can find on Instagram at Rob_from_Neverland. Ryan, who you can find on Instagram at Hello Mr. Holly. Florian, who you can find on Instagram at Rainbow Mickey Runner. Brandon, who you can find on Instagram at Eat, Drink, Travel, Dream. Devin, who you can find on Instagram at My Endless Waltz. And Mike and Steve, who you can find on Instagram at _magic_dads. And Mike specifically sent us the nicest note, Patrick.
He sure did. Is that one we're allowed to read?
We should read that one.
Okay, so Mike of the two Magic Dads at the Magic Dads on Instagram wrote to us and said, wanted to send a quick note. Before I found your podcast, I would start my day with political talk radio. Want to be on top of the news and stay woke, but oh boy, is it hard to stay sane and level-headed these days. I mean, I hear ya.
Yes.
I still keep on top of the news coverage, but I am so glad to have found your podcast. Monday mornings have become so much more fun, and because I'm not able to listen to the full show at one time, that just means I get to spend time with you guys a little bit almost every day. Love the Disney updates, the insight, and of course, the banter. Keep up the great work.
Thank you so much, Mike.
That was really sweet of you to write to us and say that.
It really was. We also received some feedback and thoughts on last week's episode, Patrick. Specifically in the news segment, you had mentioned that the Canadian Pavilion in Epcot is getting a new film, and you asked what hot Canadian guy should host that film.
Yeah, and I thought Celine Dion would be the hot dude
Right.
to host it.
Right, but before that you mentioned Cheyenne Jackson.
I did, but he's not Canadian, is he?
He's not, but his character on 30 Rock was Canadian?
Maybe that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we received a DM from Tonda, who you can find on Instagram at Tonda Will, and she said, hot Canadian guys? Ryan Reynolds?
Of course.
Ryan Gosling?
Num-nums.
Michael Bublé?
What?
Scott Speedman?
Oh, yeah.
Scott Speedman is so hot.
He needs a Speedman over here.
Okay. Keanu Reeves?
Oh, okay.
Drake?
Okay. Yeah, for sure.
Donald Sutherland? Young Donald Sutherland.
All right.
Yeah, I was kind of into that.
Does that mean all of the Sutherlands are Canadian or just Donald?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah.
Okay. Tonda, reach back out to us and let us know.
Hayden Christensen.
Oh, yeah. Where's he been?
Probably at a lot of like Star Wars fan conventions.
Oh, poor
Yeah.
him. Okay.
Shawn Mendes.
Oh, yeah. He got ripped. He's been taking some spin classes maybe.
Good looking, that Shawn Mendes.
Yeah, he's all grown up now.
He certainly is. She finishes by saying, there must be one or two you'd be excited about.
Yeah, one or two. Alanis Morissette.
Sure.
The guy who plays Joey on Full House.
Dave Coulier.
Dave Coulier.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Drew Carey.
Oh, is he Canadian?
I just made that up. I thought that he was.
I think Drew Carey's character on 30 Rock was Canadian.
Okay. Rude.
We also received some feedback from our A Walk in the Park segment last week, which focused on Fantasyland.
Of course.
In Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom. We received a DM from Daniel, who you can find on Instagram at DancoDirect, and he said, hey guys, I was just finishing up this week's episode, and I wanted to chime in with a mini tip from my own experience about Be Our Guest restaurant, which I adore. I found that dining in the West Wing room for dinner gives a noticeably superior experience to sitting elsewhere in the restaurant because it's generally quieter, calmer, darker, and less crowded in there, and because there's a little Disney magic that goes on with the magic rose and the painting of the beast, which is easy to miss if you're not actually seated in that room. I believe you can simply ask to be seated in that room when you check in. I also want to give a little shout out to Shelley Sweeney, who was our server the first time we ate there and had been our preferred server the 3 to 4 times we've been there since then. She was so personable and friendly and kind that we became Facebook friends immediately after the meal and have remained so for the last 6 years. She's magical.
Wow.
Yeah, that Disney level of service. When you get a good server at a restaurant, it really does make the meal.
For sure, for sure. Another listener wrote to us about our Fantasyland episode. Stephen S.M. Tyke on Instagram writes, if you didn't take a photo with the sword and the stone, did you even visit Fantasyland?
Valid.
Fair.
Valid point.
Fair point. I think it's back now. It was gone for a while. The sword had been covered up.
Yeah.
I don't know if they were just refurbing that whole section, but I believe it's back now.
There was actually a funny meme going around for a while of a woman sitting on the rock where the sword and the stone had been.
Yeah.
And she was fully sitting on top of the rock, so it looked like the sword would have been up in her.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So check it out.
Sword in the Sharon. Oh, dear.
I just pieced that together. You are clever, Patrick.
Thank you. Thank you. Lastly, we have an email from one of our listeners, Jason, who writes to us and says, hello, hello, hello. So first, who the hell thinks Goofy is a damn cow? Oh boy. Jason has some thoughts. I know, it's a thing with people on the interwebs, but FFS, he's a dog. End of discussion.
What does FFF stand for? Say it. Say it, Patrick.
I can't. I don't know what it means.
For f***'s sake.
Oh, is that what it is? Oh,
Yeah.
Adam.
I'm going to beep it out.
That's terrible. I can't be involved with such language.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Second, any chance you chaps will be attending D23 in August? I'm guessing no, but it never hurts to check, right? It'll be my first D23, and I'll be running solo. It couldn't possibly hurt to have the D23 cherry taken with some friends. Oh, boy. Jason. Such language. We are, in fact, not... I'm not going to be at D23. Are you going, Adam?
I'm not going either.
I would love to.
Yeah. It kind of fell in between trips for us.
It did, yeah.
Because we're going to Gay Days in August in Disney World, and then we're going to Disneyland in October.
Yeah, it's kind of a ridiculous year for travel this year. I can't do any more. I mean, I can do more, but I'd have to quit my job and my marriage.
I just need like a month in between trips.
Yeah.
Or just not to do back-to-back. Anyway, it would have been a lot of traveling in a very short amount of time.
From coast to coast, no less.
Yes.
Yeah. And we're in Minnesota, so it's a little easier, I guess, to get from one or the other, but no, we're not doing it.
I mean, we're bi-coastal if you consider the Mississippi River a coast.
Yeah, we're very bi that way. But thank you for writing to us, Jason, and have so much fun. Take all the pictures and let us know what you thought of the experience.
And if anyone else out there is going to D23 and wants to be Jason's D23 buddy, feel free to contact us and we will connect you.
Yeah.
Via social media or email.
Absolutely. Or if you want to send us your Instagram handle, we can maybe give you another shout out next week and people can contact you directly.
That's what it's all about, Patrick. Bringing people together.
Bringing people together. That's what we do here on Gays Do the D.
Mm-hmm.
Popping some cherries.
Okay.
He said it first, Adam.
I know.
Some D23 cherries.
Next up.
Yeah, let's move on quickly. Run to the next topic. We've got some anniversaries to talk about.
Fabulous.
I'm going to have to start off with a sorry about it, though.
Oh, Patrick, what did you do?
I've ruined us. I've ruined our credibility.
Oh, no.
I can never show my face in Disney again because I misquoted the anniversary of Up. I said it was on May 9th.
Yeah.
In fact, it's on May 29th.
What?
I know.
Did you delete the 2?
I must have. I must have.
I forgive you.
Thank you. Hopefully the entire Up community will forgive me.
Yeah.
No one wrote to us to correct us, though. So
Okay.
I blame everyone else for not catching it sooner.
Those 2 people.
Those are Oprah?
Yeah.
How dare you? How very dare you?
So that means it's this week now.
It is this week. Up will turn 10 years old on the 29th.
Oh, wow.
Good job, Up. Moving on, the live-action Maleficent is already turning 5 years old.
Yeah, that feels about right to me.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Can I ask a question?
You sure can.
Okay, so last night
Yeah,
we saw Aladdin.
we did.
And prior to the film, they showed the trailer for Maleficent, Mistress of Evil.
Yes.
And I turned to you after the trailer and I talked to you, which is a no-no in a movie theater.
Yeah, it was
But
still the
trailers,
previews, yeah.
And I said, hey, is Michelle Pfeiffer supposed to be grown-up Elle Fanning?
You mean grown-up Aurora, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I said, I don't know.
The more I think about it, the more I think that's the case.
It makes more sense because why would they have the next story be the same year, basically? Because there was another girl in the trailers who looked like it could have been Aurora.
Elle Fanning is in this movie, too.
Oh, she is?
So here's my prediction.
Yeah.
Is that Maleficent and Aurora have become estranged because they were like close at the end of the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then something happened, something bad happened, and now Maleficent has returned so many years later.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, she still looks exactly the same and like perfect.
Obviously.
And Michelle Pfeiffer, as grown-up Aurora, is like, I remember a story when, she kind of tells the story of how their relationship fell apart.
Interesting. So maybe this is more Aurora's side of the story?
I don't know if it's the same story. I think it's what happens after the first film.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll
But
have
a
to find out.
Prediction. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
It does look like a good trailer, though.
Yeah.
It was fun to watch.
Yeah.
It made me excited for the movie. So Maleficent will be turning 5 years old on May 30th. It came out in 2014.
We saw that together.
We did.
Yeah.
We were disappointed at the same time. No, I didn't hate the movie. I actually kind of liked it. I just didn't love it.
Yeah.
It was meh for me. Moving on to a non-meh movie,
Yeah.
but one that may make you feel quite old. Finding Nemo turns 16 years old.
Oh.
I know. It was also released on May 30th, 2003.
Wow.
16 years ago. Such a good movie.
Beautiful.
It finally put Ellen on the map. I mean, finally. Is she a Disney legend?
Oh, interesting question.
If she's not, how is she not?
Yeah, it seems like she would be.
Yeah.
I'm assuming her talk show is distributed through ABC Studios as well.
Well, and her involvement with that ride in Epcot.
Universe of Energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's been with Disney for a long time.
She has.
Well, if you're not a legend yet, Ellen, you are in my book.
Oh.
And I'll start writing letters on your behalf.
Sweet.
Thank you so much.
That might actually make up for the fact that you personally closed the Great Movie Ride with all your letters.
Yeah.
We haven't forgotten that, Patrick.
I can never forget that ride.
We will
It is
never
burned in my memory.
forget
Ugh.
what you did.
Sorry, everybody. That ride was trash. But Finding Nemo is not trash. So happy anniversary, Finding Nemo.
Happy anniversary.
You know what else is not trash, Adam?
What's not trash?
The news. Let's talk about it. Disney news specifically.
Oh, okay, then yeah.
Not trash indeed.
Not trash. Patrick,
Yas, Adam.
do you smell that?
Oh, dear.
It smells like flying or soaring
Oh, my.
over orange groves. And that can only mean one thing. For a limited time, the look on your face right now.
I'm so confused and lost.
Let me explain.
Please do.
For a limited time, Soarin' Over California is returning to Disney California Adventure.
Fun.
From June 1st to June 30th, guests can experience the original version of Soarin', featuring the beauty and wonder of the Golden State, from San Francisco's iconic Golden Gate Bridge to the crashing waves in Malibu, and orange groves.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever ride the original version of Soarin'?
I sure did.
Okay, great. Remember that?
Smells so good.
Oh, those oranges.
I have some sweet orange oil for my diffuser.
Yes.
It smells like Soarin'. I love it.
And there was also pine tree smell. Weren't there skiers like going over a mountain and you could smell
Yeah, I
pine
think there was a
trees?
pine scent.
Originally opened in 2001, Soarin' Over California became a fan-favorite attraction. In 2016, the attraction became Soarin' Around the World, taking guests over the many wonders of the world, from the majestic Swiss Alps to the Great Wall of China.
Super fun.
Do you prefer one version of Soarin' over the other?
Yeah, I kind of liked the old version, the California version. I like the new one. It's fine. I think that they got the projection wrong, because if you sit in the wrong spot, the Eiffel Tower is bent in half, basically.
Yeah.
And I don't love that there's a jump after every single scene.
There's the jump scare.
Yeah, every
Kite.
single time. It's
Eagle.
pretty. Yeah, a whale.
Whale.
It's predictable. But it's still beautiful though, and I love the scents that are coming out of it. So
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. I think I like the classic version better.
I think that's the common thought. A lot of people prefer the original version of Soarin' over the Soarin' Around the World.
Yeah.
On a personal note, I'm super excited because this will be in California Adventure when I'm there in June.
Oh, fun! You gonna go on it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to smell those oranges again.
Because you can't smell an orange anywhere else in the world. So last week, Adam, we reported that a few Pride items had been spotted in the Disney parks.
Yes.
The very next day,
Yes.
Disney released its full line of Pride merch in the parks and on Shop Disney online.
Isn't that just how it works?
Isn't it just how it works? We were
Yeah.
like, maybe they'll come up with some more things. We don't know. And then a flood of new inventory came at us.
Do you think we made it happen?
I think that we did. Compliments and thanks can be sent to Gaze
yes,
to the D.
exactly.
So we also opined that Disney would likely up their Pride game this year due to last year's popularity, and oh boy, did they. This year, there are over 50 products available under the Rainbow Disney Collection, and this includes items both online at shopdisney.com and items in the parks, both Disney World and Disneyland, some of which are park exclusives, like the D-Tech phone case, which I need in my life.
Yes.
It's really cute.
So cute.
Something major to call out is that now, through June 30th, 10% of the proceeds from each item purchased from the Rainbow Disney Collection will be donated to Glisten, Glsen. And a quick background on Glisten, for those of you who don't know, it was founded in 1990 by a group of teachers in Massachusetts. Glisten's mission is to ensure that each member of every school community is valued and respected regardless of sexual orientation, gender identity, and or expression. Sadly, 8 out of 10 LGBT identifying students are still harassed or bullied in school every year. GLSEN works to ensure that those students are able to learn and grow in a school environment free from bullying and harassment. It's an amazing, amazing organization. They do outstanding work in the community.
Yes.
To learn more about GLSEN, visit www.glsen.org. And to purchase your Rainbow Disney items online, again, 10% of the proceeds goes directly to GLSEN. Go to www.shopdisney.com and search for the Rainbow Disney Collection. Or if you're in the parks, go buy the merch there. It's really beautiful stuff this year. And please send us your photos with you and the merch. Did you see anything that are must-haves in your life?
I also like that phone case.
Yeah.
And I like that magic band.
I ordered the magic band.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
And I liked the thong. Did you see the thong?
I didn't. I missed that one.
Yeah.
Was that an exclusive in the parks?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just like a whale tail popping out the back of my
dear.
shorts
Nope.
when I'm at the parks.
Oh, man.
Just a little peek into my wild side.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Happy Pride.
On May 17th, 2019, The Hollywood Reporter reported that a long-in-development Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers film has found its director.
What?
Akiva Schaffer, one-third of Lonely Island, has closed a deal to helm the studio's live-action CG hybrid take on Rescue Rangers featuring the classic chipmunk duo.
Amazing.
Schaffer is best known as a writer and director for Lonely Island's series of digital shorts for Saturday Night Live and as co-director of the mockumentary Pop Star Never Stop Stopping, Pen 15 on Hulu, and the comedy series I Think You Should Leave with Tim Robinson.
This is really exciting news because those are very funny vehicles and funny in a very youthful way.
Yes.
So this seems like a really good match for Chip and Dale.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a very quirky movie.
Yeah.
Very quirky.
I'm excited.
Me too.
Me more.
I'm probably more excited than you. Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers premiered in 1989 and centered around Chip and Dale running their own detective agency. The series ran for 3 seasons and for a decade in syndication on the Disney Channel. The Hollywood Reporter states that the Rescue Rangers film will not be an origin story nor a detective agency story.
What?
Yeah, rather, the take is being described as being, quote, meta and something self-referential and cool.
That's very vague.
I know.
So wait, are they eliminating Gadget and was it Monterey Jack?
I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, no.
I don't know.
I hope not. Chip and Dale.
Rescue Rangers.
That was a staple in my house.
Yeah.
Disney afternoons.
I mean, we didn't have the Disney Channel, but sometimes some of my friends would let me come over and watch the Disney Channel.
No, but it was on like UPN or something.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
like
you're
after,
right.
After DuckTales.
Yeah.
And Darkwing Duck.
We didn't have UPN. We didn't.
You didn't have a television.
No, I had a television, but
You
we
were
only
just
got,
watching Little House on the Prairie.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we only got CBS and NBC.
Oh, okay.
I lived in a valley and reception was poor.
Adam,
Patrick?
I've got some possible news about Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Okay.
And I say possible because it changes every 13 seconds.
Yes.
So as I'm reading this, it'll probably change again.
It's like this and Rafiki's Planet Watch.
I mean, it's never happening.
Who can say?
It's never happening. So apparently, allegedly,
Yeah.
a new time frame has been set for the opening of Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Okay.
So early this year, we announced that the ride would open in fall of 2019.
Yes.
And a few weeks ago, we announced that the project was being pushed to sometime in 2020.
That's right.
Likely later in the year. This week, we got word that the attraction is now slated to open in spring of 2020. And just a few days ago, it was reported that it could even see an opening date sometime in February 2020.
Okay.
So who can say? Who can even say? I don't understand what's going on.
No one has any idea what's happening with Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
It's a runaway date opening for this attraction. It's Crazy Town. It's a runaway bride situation.
Runaway Ride?
Whoa, starring Julia Roberts. I love that. Maybe she'll be the voice of Minnie. It should also be noted that this attraction is slated to open in Disneyland in 2022, but they have not said a date or even a season for that year.
2020 also or 2022?
2022.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a long time. A long time in the making.
Everything attached to this ride is confusing.
Yes.
I want answers, and I want them now.
Yeah, you're not going to get them. But we're going to keep speculating.
Disneyland's Haunted Mansion is celebrating its 50th anniversary this year.
Just like you.
I'm 40.
Oh.
That's so rude.
I totally thought you were 50 based on your appearance.
Moving on.
Yes.
To celebrate, the park is throwing a series of after-hours Under the Hill soirees on August 7th, carrying into early morning hours of August 8th, and August 8th, carrying into the early morning hours of August 9th.
Fun.
The Haunted Mansion, celebrating 50 years of retirement unliving events, will feature commemorative anniversary merchandise items, specialty food and drink, unique entertainment and character encounters, access to several West Side Park attractions, and a few supernatural surprises.
Is it going to be a big group seance happening?
Kind of. Let me explain.
Uh-oh.
Event highlights will include a 13th hour celebration kickoff moment along the rivers of America, at which Madame Leota will make a special appearance to conjure up the ensuing party festivities, lovingly referred to as a swinging wake.
I like it. If you can't swing at a wake, where can you swing? You know what I'm saying?
I think in your relationship, if you choose to. That's an option. Or you can go to a playground.
Oh, what?
Swing.
Oh, boy.
Like
Nope.
an actual swing.
Yeah.
A literal swing.
Got it.
Get your mind out of the gutter.
I mean, we got to move on.
Guess what else is going to be at these events?
Please tell me.
Themed backdrops and decor for photo ops and unlimited digital downloads of Disney PhotoPass photos taken during the event.
Fun.
There will also be an opportunity for guests to dress as their favorite happy haunts. Plus, limited-time Snapchat filters and event hashtags will be available for social media posts.
You kids and your Snapchats.
It's just a bunch of pics.
Oh, my God. I mean,
Isn't it?
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A limited quantity of tickets for both event nights were available beginning Thursday, May 23rd, 2019 at 10 a.m. Pacific time. I'm guessing they're probably already gone.
Yeah.
Tickets are $299 per person.
No.
Yes. And guests are limited to one ticket per reservation per event date. No discounts apply. Parking fees are not included in the ticket price. So queuing for both event nights begins at 11:30 p.m. at the main entrance of Disneyland Park, with the after-hours party running from 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. each night.
Yowza.
For more information, visit Disneyland.com. So $299, Patrick,
Yeah.
for essentially a 3-hour event.
Yeah, that's like $65 an hour.
Does this seem worth it to you to be able to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Haunted Mansion in the park it originated in?
Are they feeding you?
There's specialty food, but it's not included in the ticket price.
I don't get it. Because they can't do fireworks, right? Because it's a locals park and there are city ordinances.
I'm assuming fireworks won't be an option that night. So it's basically that west side of the park is open, so it's kind of like Frontierland, New Orleans Square, that area.
Yeah.
And then food and photo ops.
Right, but the food is not complimentary.
No.
It does not seem worth it. I'm gonna say it right now. It does not seem worth it unless they're giving you a swag bag or something very impressive to walk away with. I don't get it.
There's specialty merchandise you can purchase online beforehand and then have it waiting for you at the Disneyland Hotel for pickup.
Yep, but that's also an extra cost.
Correct.
I don't get it, man. That is an extreme fee.
So you are paying for the experience of being there with a bunch of other Haunted Mansion superfans.
Yeah, maybe they're making it that expensive so not a lot of people go. Do you know what I mean?
Great point. Yeah.
Because if you make it that expensive, you're still going to make a lot of money, even if only 150 people do it.
Right. I'll be curious to see what the social media images look like coming out of this and whether people are commenting whether it was worth it. I mean, Disney fan enthusiasm can take on a life of its own.
Yes.
So it could just like feed off of that and people could just be so excited just to be there.
Yeah, for sure.
But it could also just not live up to the price tag.
Time will tell. Madame Leota will also tell us.
Madame Leota knows all.
Mm-hmm. Here's what I want Madame Leota to do. You know, at a carnival where they can guess your age, weight, or month of birth? I want Madame Leota to do that.
It seems any one of those is insulting. Your age, your weight, or your month of birth? Okay, I choose month of birth. What if they're like, you are 400 pounds, sir?
Why are you raining on my parade? You're very aggressive about this.
I'm just talking from my perspective.
Yeah.
I don't want someone guessing my age or my weight.
Okay.
Age, I guess I'm fine with, but like, what if they're like 584 pounds?
Oh my God, no one's going to say that.
My doctor just guessed that weight last week.
Adam, now that it's June, it's time we start talking about the holidays.
Oh, what? The 4th of July, maybe?
No, we're talking about Christmas.
Okay.
We're talking about the winter holidays that are right around the corner for Disney.
We just got good weather here in Minnesota.
Well, 'tis the season. So, new holiday entertainment is coming to Animal Kingdom.
Oh.
And I have to say, it sounds really exciting.
Oh.
And I'm going to be a little bit lazy
Okay.
and read to you directly from the Disney Parks blog.
Oh, okay.
Because they gave a really good description of what's to come.
Sure.
And if you want to follow along with visuals, they have some really cute renderings of what these events might look like.
Oh, okay.
So here we go. Are you ready?
Yes.
It all begins when you cross the bridge into Discovery Island, finding yourself in the midst of a celebration of winter, handcrafted by the eclectic community of artists who make the island their home. The village is filled with sparkling white holiday decorations, colorful animal-inspired luminaries line the rooftops, and wireframe lanterns in the shape of beautiful birds can be found perched throughout the area. And during the day, Discovery Island springs to life with a holiday gathering of winter animals realized in the form of life-size, artisan-sculpted puppets. Reindeer, foxes, polar bears, penguins, and more interact with guests, accompanied by serenading musicians as they create a playful atmosphere of festive fun. How cute does that sound?
Sounds like Burning Man.
What?
Doesn't it? Bunch of giant puppet sculptures and music.
I think it's a little different than Burning Man.
Okay,
the outcome is probably different.
All right, well, I'm going to drop acid and go, but
there are no tents that you should not go into in this version. As the day becomes night, the rooftop luminaries and bird lanterns all around Discovery Island bring a warm and festive glow to the entire village. At the center of everything, the Tree of Life awakens with a series of wintry tales, complemented by a familiar and heartwarming holiday-inspired musical score. Between awakening moments, the Tree of Life continues to shimmer and sparkle throughout the night, alive with the magic of nature and the spirit of the holidays. That sounds really beautiful.
I love Tree of Life Awakening.
It's so cool, and I love that they're doing a little holiday overlay for it.
Yeah, it's nice.
And having it sparkle throughout the night is going to be beautiful for photos.
Sure is.
So over in Dino Land, USA, all the Disney character friends gathered for Donald's Dino Bash get into the spirit with colorful holiday decorations in the style of Donald Duck and each of his pals. And at night, you're invited to gather round Truckosaurus for the holiday hoopla dance party with Chip and Dale and plenty of interactive fun and games.
Will there be presents?
I will be present for it.
Okay.
Is that enough?
No.
Okay. In Asia, the residents of Anandapur have decorated the theater district in celebration of Diwali, the holiday festival of lights in India. Glowing flowers, lanterns, and more illuminate the square between Anandapur Theater and the waterfront stage, home to authentic cultural performances. The village of Harambe in Africa welcomes visitors with a unique holiday presentation, blending the inspiration and style of Western traditions with the colors and textiles of authentic African celebrations. The various groups appearing throughout Harambe introduce holiday-inspired enhancements, including costume additions and new music to their performances. The holiday fun continues inside Tusker House for dining with Disney friends, where Mickey and his pals spread holiday cheer throughout the meal. And the holiday spirit even reaches Pandora, the world of Avatar, where expats living and working on the moon of Pandora bring a little Christmas time fun to their alien home, with a display at Pangu Pangu of kitschy holiday decor, combining vintage pieces from Earth with items handcrafted from materials indigenous to Pandora.
What war on Christmas? That's what I have to say after that.
That's right, Adam. We're finally saying Christmas again in Animal Kingdom.
What a relief.
What a relief. This actually sounds really cool. I'm excited that they're getting a bigger and better holiday experience there, because traditionally Animal Kingdom was just sort of, oh, here's a couple of decorations and a big tree in the beginning of the park. But now they're just going bonkers with it, I think, which I love.
Yes, we kind of caught the tail end of Christmas this year. I mean, it was mid-January, and there were still holiday decorations up in Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, and it was cute.
It was.
But I love the holidays so much, and I want to be beat over the head with it.
Yeah.
And I think it sounds like they're going to do that.
I'll beat you over the head with the holidays.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Aww.
A tree, right to your noggin.
Would not be the first time.
Oh.
Or the last, probably.
Do you think they're going to dress up the animals?
Everyone's getting reindeer horns, antlers.
So cute.
Mm-hmm.
The gorillas and reindeer horns?
Yeah, they're all going to look like Zero from Nightmare Before Christmas. Remember when he put on the No. Nope. Okay.
I remember. Last week, Vanity Fair gave us our first in-depth look at Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, the forthcoming 9th and final installment of the Skywalker saga, opening domestically on December 20th, 2019.
What's this Star Wars you talk about? I haven't heard of that.
It's a small art house film starring Tilda Swinton and Richard Stuhlbarg.
Did you just make that name up?
No.
Oh, okay.
He was in Call Me By Your Name. He played the dad with the bushy eyebrows.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet, so...
You haven't seen Call Me By Your Name?
Yeah, spoiler alert.
What? Anywho, back to Star Wars.
Okay.
The article, which featured gorgeous photos by Annie Leibovitz, introduced us to new planets, characters, and gave us an idea of where the heroes and villains of the previous 2 films will be in their story arcs. So, Patrick, some specifics.
Okay.
We learned that about a year has passed since the events of The Last Jedi.
Oh.
We learned that Kerry Russell, a.k.a. Felicity,
Mm-hmm.
will be playing a bounty hunter whom the article refers to as, quote, a masked scoundrel named Zori Bliss.
I love it. I love her.
Zori Bliss. I do love Kerry Russell.
She's so good on The Americans.
Oh, so good.
Ugh.
Yeah. We also learned that Richard E. Grant, who appeared in Gosford Park and Logan, will be playing First Order Allegiant General Pride.
I mean, it is Pride Month.
It's Pryde?
Well...
Naomi Ackie, a relative newcomer who's making her Star Wars debut, is playing a character named Janna, about whom she is allowed to say literally nothing.
What?
Yeah, secret character. We don't know anything about her.
Interesting.
The desert planet we see in the beginning of the teaser trailer and in several of the images by Leibovitz is called Pasana. Also, the snowy planet featured in the teaser is called Kim Jimmy. How are these planet names working for you?
Not fully on board.
Okay.
They sound a little bit too, like, Muppety, or I don't know.
I may be pronouncing them wrong, too. It's probably not helping. The article states that the film will, quote, bring to a climax the millennia-long conflict between the Jedi Order and its dark shadow, the Sith.
It's about time we had
Closure.
a climax. Closure. Sorry.
The Knights of Ren, quote, elite fearsome enforcers of Kylo Ren's dark will, whom we saw briefly in The Force Awakens, are in the film, and they look nasty.
Nasty.
We learned that the group of heroes is more cohesive. Finn and Poe are resistance leaders. Oscar Isaacs, Poe, is quoted in the article stating, there has been a bit of a shared history that you haven't seen. Whereas in the other films, Poe is this kind of lone wolf. Now he's really part of the group. They're going out and going on missions and having a much more familiar dynamic now.
But are they kissing?
Oh, that's a great question. They didn't answer that.
Okay.
Yeah, it probably would have been a spoiler if we learned that Poe and Finn kissed.
They're going to kiss.
Yeah.
So much.
In the film, or?
It doesn't matter to me. I just need a photo.
And lastly, we learned that the movie will be less an homage to the previous Star Wars films. The film's director, J.J. Abrams, told Vanity Fair, on 7, The Force Awakens, I felt beholden to Star Wars in a way that was interesting. I was doing what, to the best of my ability, I felt Star Wars should be. He went on to say that The Rise of Skywalker felt slightly more renegade. I'm going to do the thing that feels right because it does, not because it adheres to something. He says he used different camera angles, lighting, and story choices that are typical for Star Wars films. So it sounds like this film is going to have a completely different look, and I'm excited for that.
I imagine there's a lot of pressure on them.
Yeah, for sure.
To close it out right, you know?
Yep.
And if it's half as good as the ending we got for the Avengers, I mean...
Oh, yeah.
Then it'll be fine.
Yeah.
But I think that they're going to be putting even more effort into ending this than the Avengers because it's been such a historical time for many generations.
Right.
You know?
Right.
I'm excited for it.
I heard that Poe gets banished to the Night's Watch. And that's how the movie ends.
Oh, no.
That's how it ends.
Oh, gosh.
Patrick.
What's up, Adam?
Last night you had the pleasure of my company.
Yeah.
And we, along with my boyfriend Matthew, saw Disney's Aladdin, the newly released live-action remake of the 1992 animated film.
That's right. We unleashed the power. That's the tagline, I think, right?
Is it?
Unleash the power.
I know that was on your t-shirt.
My Aladdin t-shirt.
Is that not your mantra for life as well?
I unleash something different that I can't put on a t-shirt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gross.
Well, we should move on.
No, let's examine this.
It's getting examined.
Okay. Good. A doctor should look into that. And as we've done with previous Disney films, we thought it'd be a great opportunity for us to give a spoiler-free review.
Although, here's what I'll say.
Yeah.
It was Aladdin.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen Aladdin yet, the original, then you've had time. You've had quite a few years to see the story of Aladdin.
Yep.
We're not really going to spoil anything, and we can talk a little bit more in-depthly about the movie this time around, don't you think?
Yeah, I really don't think there's anything we could really... We could spoil a moment or two that's different.
Yeah, there's maybe a few minor plot points that we can stay away from.
Yeah.
Because they're fun, and I would not want to ruin those for anybody.
Sure.
But as a whole, the movie was a pretty close remake of the cartoon version of Aladdin.
The genie is freed at the end. It's freeing to say that. I'm freed by saying that.
Your chains are ripped away.
That's right.
So why don't we dig in to the cast and crew
As we always do.
usually do,
Yep.
and give a brief overview of the talent, and then we'll dig into our thoughts and opinions about the movie.
Let's do that.
All right, kick us off.
That sounds great. I'm excited to talk about this one.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right. So, playing the title role of Aladdin, we have Mina Masood.
So adorable.
He is adorable.
We're going to get into an argument here.
So typically, we don't talk at all after a movie. We just kind of like grab our coats and walk out of the theater.
It's true.
Save it for the podcast.
Yeah.
But we did have a little chat this time.
We did.
And it got divisive.
Yeah.
Patrick slapped me.
Chairs were thrown.
And the focus of that conversation may have been Mina Masood. So you really loved him in the movie.
Along with your boyfriend and the rest of America.
That's right. Apparently. Yeah. And
I thought he was a great choice for the character. He looked and sounded exactly like Aladdin from the cartoon. I thought he was very charming, very affable, and not overwhelming as it could have been. I was worried that he was going to go cheesy on us, and he didn't. So I really liked him. You, however...
I also found him not overwhelming. In fact, I found him underwhelming.
Oh, no.
I just did not find him as charismatic as the cartoon character was.
Okay.
Like, Aladdin, the cartoon character, just has so much charisma.
Yeah.
So much so that I kind of had a crush on him as a cartoon character.
Yeah.
Maybe I still do today. Let's still talk about it.
Who can say?
Yeah. It's something for me and my therapist to explore. But yeah, it just didn't get there for me with Mina Masood. Like, he didn't quite have the talent I was looking for. He wasn't that great of an actor to me.
I cannot disagree more.
I know.
It's so funny. We must have seen different movies last night.
Maybe we did.
Because I thought he was very funny. I thought his comic timing was spot on.
Listen, there were scenes where I was buying it.
Yeah.
Like the scene when he first meets Jasmine as Prince Ali.
Yeah.
And Will Smith is there as the genie, and he's kind of trying to sell himself as Prince Ali, and he's constantly making mistakes.
Yeah.
I bought into that. I got that. And I saw the comedic timing in that moment. But overall, he just fell flat for me.
Okay. Fair enough.
He seemed like a very new actor.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, you're wrong.
I'm right.
I'm interested to see what the rest of America has to say about it, because maybe I'm in the minority here, but I think that you're a terrible person. I don't know how I went to 10 on that one, but I did. I went from 1 to 10 very quickly.
Wow.
Yeah, well, also I have a little bit of a crush on him too.
As does my boyfriend Matthew.
Yeah.
You can have him.
I'd give him a little smooch, maybe on his face, maybe somewhere else.
Okay.
Should we move on?
Yes, we should.
Okay.
Naomi Scott plays Princess Jasmine.
I liked her a lot.
Oh my gosh, I thought she was incredible.
Also known as the Pink Ranger from Power Rangers, the movie.
Oh, was she really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
She was great.
She was. They had expanded her storyline in the film.
Yes.
Aside from all of that, even if they hadn't done that, she brought something special to Jasmine that I don't think many actresses could. She really kind of grounded her and made her more of an interesting character. I mean, I guess that was part of that was the writing and the direction of the film too.
Yeah.
But there were layers added to her.
Yes.
And she successfully portrayed those additional layers to that character.
Yeah, you could see the conflict happening in her mind just with her standing in the background even. You could watch her seeing what was being dealt to her, and you could see the turmoil happening just behind her eyes. It was really great.
She also was really great at creating chemistry with Aladdin, Mina Masood. And you may say that they just had chemistry, but I felt she was the one who was kind of successfully delivering on that chemistry.
Why do you hate
I don't hate
Nina
him.
so
I don't
much?
hate him. I
You
just
do.
felt like maybe he was a little too green for this role.
Okay, well, you're too green for this podcast, I guess, because you're wrong. No, your opinion is valid at your home.
I knew there was going to
Not
be
here.
a qualifier to that.
No, Naomi Scott did a wonderful job.
She really did. Marwan Kanzari played Jafar.
Who many people are calling Hot Jafar.
Hot Jafar. I mean, yeah.
He did a job
Yeah.
in this movie. I think that he is normally, under different circumstances, probably a great performer.
Yes.
I don't know that he was given enough to do. I don't know if it was the direction or if he just had a weird acting choice. It was just very too subdued for me.
I wanted more of a villain, and I wanted someone older. I wanted someone more...
Yeah.
You know who would have been great as Jafar? Ben Kingsley. Don't you think?
Sure.
Like, if they would have had someone who was, like, truly kind of menacing. And
Yeah.
They didn't go far enough with Jafar, in my opinion.
Yeah, they didn't go Jafar enough.
Yeah, they did not.
Yeah, I said before that I don't need my villains to be super like, I'm a villain, but I needed a little bit more from him.
You needed just a little bit more I'm a villain?
Yeah, a little,
agree.
just a scotch. And I don't know if it was just because his costuming didn't even look very evil.
Right.
Every once in a while, they gave him a fun, menacing line, and I was
Right.
like, okay, there's Jafar. Got it. Cool. But it wasn't enough. I almost wished they had made a point of like a villain can be right under your nose without you knowing it, and that's the direction they were going in, but it wasn't
Yeah.
even that. It was just like, here's Jafar, we all know he's the evil guy, but he didn't seem evil.
I think for me, the reason it didn't work was because we were dealing with an imagined fairy tale world, and I want my villain to be an imagined fairy tale villain.
Yeah.
And it was a little too grounded of a Jafar for me. And I get where they were going with like the political intrigue of it all.
Yeah.
But I want him to be more menacing and scary. And
At least behind the scenes. Like, I get that he needs to hide himself in front of the Sultan and the royal family, but there were enough scenes where it was just him, where it could have been like, okay, now I'm my true self.
right.
You know?
And to be fair, he had a lot to live up to, right? We had the amazing animated Jafar.
Yes.
Who was voiced by Jonathan Freeman. And that was kind of like perfection.
Iconic.
Right. So
Yeah.
how can you compete with that? You really can't. You have to take it in a different direction, which they tried to do, sort of, a younger Jafar.
Yeah.
And it just didn't get there for me.
They took a risk, and I don't think it panned out the way they wanted it to.
Also in the cast, did you know this, Patrick? Will Smith is in the movie.
I didn't know until I saw him on screen.
There he was.
Didn't know.
Were you shocked?
You know what? I was shocked at how much I liked his performance.
I am not a big Will Smith fan.
I know you're not. You've made it abundantly clear.
I have a hard time disassociating him with his characters. I just get a reading of pretension with him in his like interviews and in his like real life, quote unquote real life. I don't know him personally, obviously. But aside from the moments when he was actually the blue genie CGI character, when he was just like Genie as a human in the movie,
Yeah.
I found him delightful.
Yeah, he was
I really
great.
enjoyed him.
He was very charming.
Yeah.
And funny.
Yes.
There were many laugh out loud moments for me.
In fact, I thought they could have gone even further with that and like let him kind of explore the space.
Yeah,
so to
maybe.
speak.
Although I liked what they did on it, and it was maybe riding this fine line of too cheesy, and I didn't want it to go there, and it didn't, and so I was glad for that. He wasn't trying to be Robin Williams,
Right.
which good.
Right.
No one should do that. Though we were talking during
Right.
the movie
Yeah.
that it almost seemed like the filmmakers and Disney were trying to make him Robin Williams when he was in blue form.
There were small moments and references to the animated film
Yeah.
where he would like deliver a line exactly like Robin Williams delivered it, and it did not pay off.
Yeah, and you can almost tell that it didn't seem like his choice.
Right.
That it was like, this is what you're doing. This is the choreography. This is the line.
Right.
And so it was just a little too on Robin Williams' nose. And it didn't work. When he was doing Will Smith is when it worked at its best.
I find that when I'm doing Will Smith is
Oh,
when
my.
it works the best too. Yeah.
He's a tall, fit man. Holy buckets.
Yeah? I mean, I don't know for sure. How much of that is movie magic?
No, he is. Like in real life, he is enormous.
I know he's tall.
Yeah.
But like his abs were always kind of undulating in the film as blue genie,
Right.
as blue floating genie. So I'm like,
Yeah.
is that him or is that just like
No, in real
CGI.
he got in very good shape for his role of Muhammad Ali,
Right,
and I
just
think he
never
just
lost
kept
it?
it going. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's
Good for him.
Yeah, he's a fit dude.
Naveed Nagaban played the Sultan?
Sure did.
A less clownish version of the Sultan, right?
Yeah, which I appreciated because there is already enough happening in the movie. I didn't need another funny character, and it is often hard to play sort of a straight man in an over the top movie, and he did a really good job. I really liked what they did with him.
I agree. I'm glad they didn't go the comic route that they took in the animated film. I understand why they did it in the animated film.
Yeah.
But I felt his relationship with Jasmine in this film was a little bit more serious because they told you a little bit more of the backstory about how she lost her mother, and
Right.
It kind of fleshed out that story arc.
Yeah, him being an actual, for real, regarded sultan helped
Yes.
her storyline a lot more.
And it should have made the conflict between him and Jafar seem that much stronger. It still didn't, though. Like, whereas kind of clownish, buffoonish, animated Sultan, you kind of get how Jafar is manipulating him. In the live-action version, it seems like it should have made it even more of a struggle or more of, like, a moment between the two of them, but it fell flat.
Yeah, I needed more of that. I needed more moments with the two of them where I understand why he trusts Jafar so much.
Yeah.
And they didn't really give us any reason for him to have ever trusted Jafar in the first place.
Good point.
Yeah.
The super talented Nasim Pedrad
I love her.
plays Dahlia, who is Jasmine's handmaid.
Probably more famous for her roles on Saturday Night Live and in The New Girl. She's so funny in that show.
She plays Winston's cop girlfriend
Yes.
in New Girl.
She's hysterical. She can deliver a funny line with no expression on her face like nobody else.
It's true. I wonder if they gave her the opportunity to ad-lib a little bit in this movie, because there were a couple of lines where I was like, that's clearly her just kind of riffing.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah. And she has a new show coming out, too, where she plays like a
does?
15-year-old boy in high school.
What?
Yes, and it looks hysterical.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta watch that.
But she's incredibly talented, and she was a great addition, a new character in the film.
Yes.
And a really wonderful opportunity for Jasmine not to talk to a tiger, although Raja's still in the film.
Yeah.
But it was a great opportunity for her to have kind of a confidant. And actually, Dahlia's storyline is kind of interesting, too.
Yeah,
in this
for
movie.
sure. For sure. It sort of reminded me of the relationship between Queen Amidala and her handmaiden,
Yeah,
where
for
they
sure.
sort of switched places sometimes and had that relationship with each other.
Yeah.
It was very reminiscent of that, only funny.
Yeah, it was there. I believed it. I believed that they were close, and it worked for me. That addition worked.
It for sure did.
Billy Magnuson makes a completely cartoonish appearance
I love him.
as Prince Anders.
Yes.
From Scandia. Wasn't that where he was from? Scandia?
I think so.
A made-up country that was basically like a Norwegian
Yeah.
or Scandinavian country.
For sure.
And he's coming to court Princess Jasmine.
That's right. It was a nice comic break in the movie, his
Yeah.
part, it was needed. He's so handsome as well.
Yeah, he needed to pop that 12 layers of clothing he had
He's
off.
so fun. Have you seen him in Game Night?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Game Night is wonderful.
I love that movie.
Yeah, I did too.
He is so funny. He is so good at playing dumb.
Yeah.
It's such a hard thing to do, to
Yeah.
play dumb and be likable at the
Yeah.
same time. He does it well.
And I really like when a hot guy plays dumb successfully, because when someone's hot and dumb, you're just like, oh.
The bar is so much lowered, though, that you're like, okay, at least you're hot. It's fine. But he's actually very talented as well.
A lot of people tell me that they're glad that I'm dumb because
Yeah.
I'm just so hot. that
Yeah.
They're like, if you were smart and hot, it would be too much. But I'm like, no,
Be
I'm just
overwhelming.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now you're just underwhelming.
Oh.
Well, he played another prince in a different Disney movie. He was Rapunzel's prince in Into the Woods.
Agony. Yeah.
You're just like him.
Yeah. Didn't I just explain that?
You did. I'm so sorry.
Thank you.
I don't listen to you a lot.
So that kind of rounds out the main cast of the film.
Although I do have a casting fun fact that we should talk about.
Yes.
Frank Welker voiced Abu and the Cave of Wonders in the original cartoon version of Aladdin, and he voiced them in this version of Aladdin, which makes him the first actor to play the same characters in a Disney animated film and then in a Disney live-action version of that film.
So he beat out James Earl Jones.
Just by a hair.
by months.
Yeah. I'm sure James Earl Jones is very upset about this.
He's so mad.
Yeah.
He's so mad.
He should never be number 2.
That totally makes sense. I actually did not know that fact. But
Oh.
now that you say that, when you listen to the Cave of Wonders voice,
It's
you're like,
totally
it's
the same
him.
voice, yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And Abu in this movie is so freaking cute.
Thank goodness.
Yes.
Another one I was worried about.
Yes.
And it was great. It was perfect.
It was just enough. Do you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
it could have been like just hit you over the head with it.
It could have been too much.
So cute.
Yeah.
I have another fun casting fact for you.
Slap me with it.
Did you know who does the voice of Iago Jafar's parrot?
I do know. Tell our audience, though.
Alan Tudyk, is that how you say his name? Who you would recognize from a million different projects.
You almost can't watch a movie without his voice being in it somewhere.
That's right. He was in Serenity. He was in the last season of the Santa Clarita Diet, if you watch that.
Oh, yeah, you're right. A lot of fans will know him from Firefly.
He was the voice of K2SO in Rogue One.
He was a voice in Zootopia, Big Hero 6, Frozen, Wreck-It Ralph. I mean, the list goes on. He is a big talent.
Very, very talented. And what did you think of Iago in the film?
I thought it was fine. I mean, it was just sort of a helper to Jafar, and it wasn't more of a confidant as he was in the cartoon movie, which was fine. I'm kind of glad they stayed away from using the animals as they were in the original version, because it just doesn't translate as well when you have live actors.
Less of an articulate parrot. Like less like an actual parrot in this movie.
It was almost throwaway funny lines that if you missed it, you didn't laugh. But if you heard it, it was really funny.
That's entirely accurate.
Yeah, he was good. I remember him best in the Sandy Bullock movie, 28 Days.
Okay, I never saw it.
Not the zombie movie, 28 Days Later. But it's where she has a drinking problem and she has to go to rehab, and he plays one of the other people in rehab. He's so funny. Go watch that movie because of his performance. He's great.
Should we move on to the creative team behind the film?
Why don't we? So first and foremost, of course, we have the director, Guy Ritchie, who worked on the Sherlock Holmes movies.
Yes.
Snatch.
Yep.
Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
Yes.
So kind of an interesting choice for Aladdin, because he's known for these grittier, darker movies.
Yeah.
What did you think?
I don't think they needed Guy Ritchie to direct this movie.
Fair. That's fair.
There were moments where I was like, I can see Guy Ritchie in this, and most of it was in the action sequences. Yeah,
I was actually very surprised that it was Guy Ritchie who directed it because of how much I liked it visually.
Yeah.
And it was a pretty cohesive piece of film, right? But the moments that were very Guy Ritchie were these sort of stop motion.
What is that
action
called
sequences?
when they do shots like that? It's like almost like they speed it up a little bit. I don't know how to describe it.
Well, they did it in two different ways. They did it where the movement of like the dances were sped up.
Right.
Very Baz Luhrmann kind of.
Yes.
And then there was another version where the character was maybe moving at regular speed, but the background was moving slower.
Yes.
And I don't know why they chose to do that.
Right.
It didn't need it. It was fine. It was pretty to look at.
Yeah.
But it didn't make sense for the movie as a whole, I think.
It took me out of the film when those moments happened. I was trying to process what the choice was and why it was made.
Yeah.
But it didn't enhance the film at all to me. It just threw me out of it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I just kept thinking when I saw them, I was like, oh, that's neat, but there's no reason for it. Why are they doing this? And then it took me out of just watching the movie.
Especially when you have clearly very talented dancers and large numbers of them.
Yeah.
Why would you need that effect? Like, why wouldn't you just be wowed by the fact that you have so many people on screen at one time doing the exact same choreography at the exact same time?
It almost made the choreography worse.
I agree.
Because of it.
Yeah, it did not enhance
And the choreography was wonderful.
It was, yeah.
But it sort of took away from the special qualities that this cast and that choreography were bringing to the movie.
Yeah.
So it was fine. But that being said, I really liked the movie, so well done, Guy Ritchie, but it just didn't need that Guy Ritchie mark on it.
Right, I agree.
So should we move on to the script, which was also, I didn't know this, co-written by Guy Ritchie.
Yes.
And John August, who worked on Charlie's Angels, Big Fish, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and Corpse Bride. So it makes sense that John August would have worked on this script because he has that very whimsical kind of a style.
Right.
So, and I thought it was great. I didn't see many flaws in the script. There were some cheesy lines.
Yeah.
But they were forgiven because I liked the movie so much.
Yeah, thinking back on it, I can't think of moments where I was embarrassed. You know, when you kind of get that embarrassed feeling watching a film.
Yes.
I can't think of moments like that in the movie. So I think the fact that I'm having kind of script amnesia is a good sign in this instance, where it's like I kind of am like, okay, well, it served its purpose.
It stayed true enough, I think, to the original.
Yes,
they added enough that it was fine.
Yeah, they referenced lines from the animated film.
And you kind of can't not.
Right.
Like if you're telling that story, there are iconic scenes that you need to have.
Right.
And lines that need to happen to continue the story.
Right.
Like the "Do you trust me?"
Right.
It just needed to happen.
Right.
So I wasn't mad that they just copied that completely.
Yep.
And I'm so glad, Adam, that they didn't veer off plot like they did for Dumbo.
Dumbo.
I was so worried because of Dumbo that I was like, oh, what are they doing? But they stayed on course.
Right.
And that's exactly what they needed to do for this movie.
That is correct.
I guess we should move on to the score.
Yes, please.
Alan Menken, of course, who did the original score and all of this music as well. And I imagine he wrote the new song in the film, right?
He wrote Speechless, Jasmine's new song. Yes.
Okay. What did you think of... Because some of the score was rearranged a bit for the movie.
Yep.
What did you think?
Well, I will say that the new arrangements of the songs from the film, from the animated film, worked for me.
Yeah.
I get why they did it. You know, there's a little bit more of a beat behind things when Will Smith is kind of singing. I'm using air quotes here, singing in the film.
Yeah.
You know, he's not a strong singer. And when he was given the opportunity to rap, he rapped. And so I think they put that kind of more heavy downbeat in the songs to kind of sell that.
Yeah, for sure.
As far as the new song goes for Jasmine, it was called Speechless. It did not work for me. It was odd. She almost had a reprise before she had the opportunity to sing the full song.
Yeah, that was a weird choice.
The reprise came early on in the film, relatively early on.
Yeah.
And then she kind of had the full version of the song late in the film.
Yes. Her power ballad.
And it came off a little too poppy for me in relation to the other songs in the movie.
Yeah, it stood out a bit in the wrong way.
Yeah, the other songs were kind of a little bit more Broadway style, although
Yes.
I will say enhanced for kind of a more modern audience now. But this one just came off too much like a single that would be played on the radio.
Yeah, it almost looked like they were going for best song on this instead of staying true to it being a cohesive number in the collection.
Right. And I get why it's there.
Yes.
Because it does help her story
100%.
and motivate kind of her actions.
I loved the message behind the song.
Yeah.
It made her a deeper character and more of a powerful woman.
Yeah.
But yeah, it felt out of place. I wish that they had switched them. I wish that they had done the full version early on, and the moment when she did sing the song again later just needed a little bit of a reprise.
Right.
And instead they did a full version there.
Right.
It was a weird choice. When you see the movie, you'll understand what I'm saying, I think.
Yeah.
It was misplaced.
Correct. And also miswritten.
Yeah.
Can I say that?
Yeah. I feel like there was opportunity to make it more of a cohesive piece, but for some reason they went full pop, which didn't make sense to me.
I'm assuming because they wanted a radio single, and like you said, they wanted a song to put up for like best new song.
That being said, she sang the bleep out of it.
She's great.
Yeah. I did not know that she could sing like that.
And I didn't really know her at all before this movie, so...
Well, I told you she was the Pink Ranger, so...
Oh, that's right.
Along the lines of music, let's talk about Jamal Sims, the choreographer.
Great job, Jamal.
Great job, Jamal.
I don't know your previous work.
Oh, he's so talented.
Is he?
Yeah. I want to say he choreographed a couple of episodes of RuPaul's Drag Race.
Oh, sure.
When they do the musical numbers.
Yeah.
Handsome as a Day Is Long.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. Has he been on So You Think You Can Dance as a choreographer? I think he may have been. He's done a lot. He's done a lot of music videos. He's done a ton of TV and movie choreography.
Yeah.
And so he fit right in, I think, for this movie. He was a great choice. And those production numbers were outstanding, I thought.
It was a mix for me.
Really?
As far as the production numbers went.
Okay.
Friend Like Me did not go far enough, in my opinion. It just kind of all of a sudden ended, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, I was expecting a bigger show for that number.
I meant more the choreography behind the production numbers. Sorry, I'm still talking about Jamal, because there wasn't a lot of choreography in Friend Like Me, I didn't think. More so Prince Ali and the dance number when Aladdin is at Jasmine's party.
Right. Yeah, I mean, Prince Ali was great.
I almost started clapping after it. I was so impressed by it.
I was nervous going into that number because I had watched the kind of preview that Disney released a couple of weeks ago of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is looking really made for TV movie.
Yeah. Here's what I'll say again about the score and the music. Listening to the soundtrack to this version of the movie is very underwhelming.
Yes.
It needs the choreography and the cinematography and the costumes and the actors to really blow it away.
That is 100% correct.
Together, it was all amazing. But taken away...
It was good. It was good, yeah.
Okay,
I wouldn't say amazing, but yeah.
I'll speak to just Prince Ali. I thought together, the piece was really beautiful, and I was blown away by it. But if you take everything away and just listen to it, it's like, oh, what? This is not the original.
Did you notice the one weird moment in Prince Ali when the lyrics changed?
They changed the lyrics to quite a few of the songs.
Will Smith as the genie he normally sings, "Heard your princess is a sight lovely to see," or something like that. And he was like, "Heard your princess is hot."
Oh, I didn't hear that.
And I was like,
Oh, weird.
What?
Funny. Yeah.
This is so weird. I mean, I get why they probably did it, because hearing Will Smith say your princess is a sight lovely to see, maybe not
Fair.
quite
Fair.
his wheelhouse, but
There were quite a few lyric changes. Even in One Jump, there was a lot of changes in that song. I was like, oh, okay. It fit, but it wasn't. I'm so used to hearing that original one that it was like, whoa, these are not the right words. And then I have to give a shout out to Michael Wilkinson for the costumes.
oh my gosh.
Beautiful. I'm going to be surprised if he's not at least nominated
Yeah.
for an Academy Award.
I want to talk about Princess Jasmine's giant harem pants.
She
They
must
were-
have been so comfy during that movie.
Do you think they weighed like 50 pounds each and she now has the gams of like a bodybuilder?
That could be.
They were so big and like appropriately so, like very dramatic and cool.
Yeah.
But those pants were huge.
They were fantastic. Aladdin's pants, I have to give a call out to, were structured in such an interesting way.
Yeah.
I really loved them. I was like, I want to get a pair of those pants.
Yeah, they were kind of harem-y too. They had those like flaps that folded over the pelvis portion of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
You'd rather see Aladdin out of those pants, wouldn't you?
I mean, but I bet if you laid those pants down, they would keep their form.
Yes. They stand up on their own.
They were really well built. And so is he.
Okay.
Listen.
So just kind of going beyond the costumes, the art direction overall in this film,
Yeah, the whole team.
gorgeous.
Well done.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was really beautiful to watch. Even like just the cinematography, the lighting was really spot on. I was mentioning when we watched the movie, the moon and the sun were always such an interesting moon and sun. It almost seemed like they were theatrical lights.
Yeah.
They were just like fully focused right on the camera lens. It was really beautiful. Look for that moon, especially in A Whole New World. It's really beautiful and sort of ethereal as well. I loved it. The lighting was so great. And I never say that about a movie.
The actors must have had fun playing on these sets. Like you got the sense that it enhanced their ability to tell the story and to kind of inhabit these characters. It must have.
I'm so glad they built a set for them as
Right.
opposed to using an actual location, because
Yeah.
I bet it freed them up to do a lot more with it without having to like be careful around it. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was really beautiful. Yeah, they all looked like they were having a really good time, which sometimes is a kiss of death. It's like, oh, you had a great time. I can
Yeah.
tell. But no, they all looked like they had pretty decent chemistry with each other.
Yeah.
So overall, you liked the movie.
I did like the movie.
Surprising.
I was surprised.
Yeah.
I was surprised.
All
going
of our
into-
listeners are probably like, finally, he likes a movie.
It was not my favorite live action film
Yeah.
that I've seen so far. But what it accomplished was successfully imagining a beloved animated film as a live action version or a live action iteration. It gave a new take on the character of the genie, which was something that was stacked against them, right? Like, I mean, going up against Robin Williams, how are you going to successfully deliver a new version of that character?
Yeah, that character from the 1992 Aladdin is so iconic and deep in Disney's history that those were big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
For sure. And I'm glad they didn't try to fill them. They just did their own version of the genie, and thank goodness.
So I was a little torn because there were some moments that I thought were truly inspired, and those were the moments that most closely replicated moments from the animated film.
Okay.
So for instance, I started getting a little emotional when Aladdin first took Jasmine up to his home.
Yeah.
And like she got that beautiful view of Agrabah, you know, like that moment really kind of called back to the animated film and was so successful to me.
Yeah.
And the fact that they expanded on that conversation that they have and they drew a connection between those two characters even stronger than in the animated film, I
Yeah.
thought, because they both shared a loss that they had experienced in their lives.
Yes.
And so that was really touching to me.
For sure.
But then there were choices that were a little more questionable to me, like Aladdin's parkour.
Yeah, he's the original parkour expert.
He invented parkour. Did
Yeah.
you know that?
Although he did that in the cartoon as well.
I get it. But it was heavy parkour.
It
a
almost
lot of
was like,
parkour.
okay, so he's a superhero.
Like when he was banished to the snow realm.
Yeah.
You know, there was parkour in that scene, and I was like, well, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I could see his parkour. It was working hard.
And as we mentioned, Jafar was not as successful in this iteration of the film.
Yeah. Again, another very iconic Disney villain that's hard to replicate.
And what was amiss for me was his kind of multi-level transformation from Sultan to sorcerer to genie. I thought there was a missed opportunity to make that even more grand than it was, or more intimidating than it was.
Yeah, he kind of just went from like 1 to 6 and
Right.
never went to 10.
Right. I wanted to see that kind of step up in fear each time that happened, and kind of step up in madness in his mind.
Raising the stakes a little
Yeah.
bit each time.
Yeah. And I mean, if there's any opportunity to go super theatrical, it's those moments when like he's like commanding the universe and like doing all that stuff. It just kind of didn't get there for me.
Yeah, it didn't give me that sense of urgency that the end of the movie needed.
Right.
Something I really enjoyed about this movie is that it called out a really interesting storyline of economic disparity and differences.
Yeah.
There's a really interesting line that Jafar, funny enough, had in that, I think I'm going to try to quote it. He said, when a poor man steals an apple, he's a thief. But when you steal a kingdom, you're a statesman. And I was like, wow, that is a really deep statement for especially where we find ourselves today.
Yeah.
In sort of corrupt governments
Right.
and economic disparities and how it all fits together. And I was thinking like, wow, they were actually sort of doing that messaging in 1992's Aladdin, just not so over your head.
Right.
And on this one, they did a really nice job of just sort of alluding to that.
I almost wish they'd gone further with that kind of political intrigue storyline.
Yeah.
To make me feel more invested in Jafar's kind of manic takeover of Agrabah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he sort of loses his mind in his power, in his grab for power.
Yeah.
Which, they didn't do it as perfectly as I wanted them to do.
I mean, if you're going to make Jafar so grounded, do that. Then, like, let us see the kind of behind the scenes wheeling and dealing that he's doing to like gain power.
Yeah.
As opposed to kind of being half invested in that and then half invested in him kind of gaining power through the genie.
Yeah, I think when your only motive is power, you need a little bit more nuance, and it didn't do that for me.
So, Patrick, we had some listeners reach out to us with their thoughts on the movie.
Awesome. Let's read them. So our friend Becca wrote to us, who is Disney Kitty on both Instagram and on her YouTube channel. And she'll be featured on our next episode of Gays Do the D.
That's right.
We're going to interview her. She wrote in and said, not perfect, but I really enjoyed it. Loved that it stayed mostly true to its source material. Loved Naomi Scott, although did not love her pop star turn at the end. I'm glad they wrote Jasmine a song, but it didn't fit with the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
Still, it was one of the more successful remakes for me.
That's right. That's how I feel.
I fully agree with that.
Yeah.
And you can see her full review on her YouTube channel, Disney Kitty, Kittee. She just released that this morning, I think.
Our friend and listener Simon, who you can find on Instagram at SimeyBear, said, I really enjoyed the whole thing. It's for sure my favorite live-action remake. So many reprises, and I love a reprise. Jasmine gets her own song and reprise, and it's so good. Will Smith had extra-large boots to fill, and I think he did a really good job. The 2 Disney Parks Easter eggs were cute inclusions, too.
There were quite a few Easter eggs in this movie.
Yeah.
Some homages to the original Aladdin as well, which is really fun to see.
Yeah.
Lastly, our listener Kale, who's one of our Atlanta Ds, wrote in. He went and saw the movie with his niece and nephew last night.
Oh.
So I'll read a couple of quotes. I'll start off with my favorite one. I'm just going to read it as written. Kale, sorry about it. That 3-second scene of Jasmine walking down the stairs in that pink dress like Mama boots the house down work.
Okay, I don't know what that means, but I'm assuming it's like some kind of cool gay way of saying that she looked hot.
Yeah.
Okay.
She was fresh.
Okay.
To give it a 1992 spin on it.
I mean, it's in the trailer, too. I think you can see her train kind of sliding down the steps.
Yeah, she was working it.
I want a train like that.
Boots the house down.
Okay, I've learned something today.
It's kind of a RuPaul reference.
Sure.
And then I was sure to ask him what his niece and nephew thought of it, because I wanted a child's review of Aladdin.
So smart and cute.
So Sadie, who I got the privilege to meet in the parks my last trip, so she said she loved it, and her favorite part was all of Jasmine's dresses.
Yes, I agree.
I love you, Sadie.
I agree.
And then Kel went out and said, but the cutest part was when Aladdin asked Jasmine, do you trust me? And Sadie grabbed my hand and said, here it comes.
Oh.
It was like, oh my gosh.
So cute.
That just makes me want to bring all of my nieces and nephews to watch these movies. But
Yes.
instead, we go alone as adults and drink wine and watch them.
Yeah, but is that so bad?
It's not bad at all. It's not bad at all. But it reminds me of me being a child watching these movies, and it reminds me to start watching these movies again through a child's eyes, because that's who they're intended for.
disagree. I'm going to disagree on
not
that.
only intended for. I don't mean to say it that way, but like they're making these movies for another generation of people to love Aladdin, and for a generation who already loves Aladdin to rediscover their love for it.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Any successful movie will entertain all ages, right? I mean, unless it's like a R-rated or,
Yes.
I mean, I got to be careful in what I'm saying, but, a Disney film, a good Disney film will entertain all ages.
Absolutely. It just reminded me of when, going back to Sadie, again, I had that experience when I got to watch her watch the fireworks at the castle at the end of the night.
Yeah.
It reminds you how magical this is for children and adults, but especially for children. It's life-changing.
Yeah.
And it's so emotional and wonderful and beautiful. And I'm so glad this movie is going to do that for these kids, where Dumbo did not do that for anybody, I think.
It would be interesting to find a child who experiences Aladdin, Disney's Aladdin, the first time this way in the live action version.
Yeah.
And then show them the animated film.
Oh.
And be like, which do you like better? Which do you prefer?
Yeah. Interesting. Let's talk about for a second before we wrap up here. Were there elements that were more successful in this movie that were not as successful in the cartoon? Or are you fully cartoon is the hands down winner?
For me, the animated film still is the hands down winner.
Yeah. But was there anything that was successful in this movie that maybe surpassed the cartoon or?
Oh, well, Jasmine.
Oh, good point.
Jasmine's story arc, I think, in this film surpassed her story arc in the cartoon.
Very
the
good point.
Film. Yeah.
Very good point.
What about you?
I think sort of the extravagance of this movie, the visual extravagance and sort of the opulence behind it really surpassed the cartoon and what they did, whereas the cartoon was more of an adventure story. This took some time with showing the beauty behind the city. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really liked the visuals. I think just like we said before, across the board, the art direction was out of this world.
I think the live action version is far more ornate than the animated film.
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily me choosing one over the other, but I'd say the animated film is a lot more about very large, open expanses of like rooms, and like the palace is like the rooms are forever tall and forever huge and marble floors.
Yeah.
And the palace in the live action version is a little bit more Moulin Rouge. Would you say like it's a little bit more like ornate and gold and like intricate carvings all over the place?
Absolutely, absolutely. And in the cartoon, I think you can't beat the score that they did.
Right.
It's just so beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely.
So all in all, this makes me more excited for The Lion King because of the success of this movie.
It's hard for me to compare them at this point, and not just because I've seen one and haven't seen the other, but because the stories are so completely different. And not only the stories, but the settings that the two stories take place in
For sure.
are so completely different.
I just mean sort of the handling of it.
Right.
Yeah.
I still think that Lion King is going to blow this out of the water. I just have a feeling about Lion King. I think they're going to nail it,
I hope so.
enhance it, and make it a new classic. Could be wrong.
I said that about Dumbo, almost exactly what you just said, and I was the most disappointed I've ever been in a movie, I think.
We all were, Patrick. Yeah. We all were.
Which is weird because I'm having a moment in my life right now where I'm rediscovering my love for the character of Dumbo.
Oh, yeah.
But that movie was such trash, such dumpster trash, burning vomit.
Okay.
But Aladdin, a diamond in the rough.
Oh, Patrick.
Yeah.
Look what you did there.
I'm smart sometimes.
Sometimes.
Oh, dear.
Well, we would love to hear your thoughts on the live-action version of Aladdin. You can, of course, reach out to us on social media at GDTD Podcast.
Or, as always, you can email us at info@gaysdothed.com.
So you really found Aladdin very, very hot, huh?
I mean, I can't be the only one.
Right.
I would one jump ahead of his breadline. I don't know what that means, but
Did you find cartoon Aladdin hot?
Only in that I knew that his voice was Steve from Full House.
Okay.
And that made it hot for me.
Interesting.
Yeah. But this Aladdin, boy, oh boy, I want to get lost in that dimple.
Yes, the dimples were deep.
Mm-hmm. And I like it.
And I love
that
a
way.
toothy grin, and he had one.
Yeah, he had all the teeth, didn't he? And those lips were full. Ready for smooching.
Can I admit something kind of embarrassing to you?
No.
I'm going to do it anyway.
Oh, God.
So when the animated film came out,
Buckle up.
you know, the toys were very, very popular. And at the time, my cousins were little girls, and they wanted the dolls from Aladdin.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the dolls we got them for Christmas was the Aladdin doll.
With just the vest on, right? No undershirt?
No undershirt. By the way, where was that in this movie?
Well, listen.
Anyway. So I was curious what Aladdin was packing down there. And so before I wrapped the present for her, I was probably in, middle school or like early high school at this point.
You peeked?
I took a peek. Yeah.
You violated Aladdin?
Well, I mean, there wasn't much down there to violate. He was full-on Ken doll smooth there.
He was one of the Unsullied. Hey, Adam.
Hey, Patrick.
What's the time?
I know it's gotta be close to midnight. Rent.
I'm so glad you were on that. I'm so glad you're on top of that.
But the actual time is Quick D time?
It is Quick D time.
Yes. And this week we're doing Quick D Classic.
Quick D Classic.
Quick D Question.
So for those of you who don't know, Quick D is when Adam and I ask each other a question that we have not been privy to prior to our recording session.
That's right.
I believe you throw your D at me first this time around, don't you, Adam?
Throw my D at you.
You heard me. I said what I said.
I'm going to give you a D slap.
Uh-oh.
Here it comes.
Uh-oh.
So my question for you this week, Patrick,
yes,
is Gaze Do the D has suddenly become wildly successful, like just wildly successful.
Yeah, we have over 3 listeners.
I mean, hypothetically.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. So, no, but I mean, like, hypothetically, we've become wildly successful.
Fine.
And we're just, like, really taken off. And a production company comes in, they're like, we want to produce your podcast for you.
Aww.
But Adam's out. Adam can no longer be a part of Gaze Do the D.
Phew.
I know. I knew you'd be relieved. And the production company's like, because you're now so wildly successful, Patrick, you can have your choice of co-hosts.
Oh, my Lanta.
Who? Top 3. Who do you want us to contact to be your new co-host for Gaze Do the D?
Wow. First of all, I'm honored and very relieved.
Okay.
This chemistry is terrible.
Yeah. Well,
It's palpable.
how terrible it is?
Yeah. The disgust people have for your voice.
Oh, yeah. Well, the disgust I have for my own voice.
This is turning into me just trashing you. I need to get out of
fair.
it.
It's fair.
Well, you know what you did.
Yep.
Okay, so who's replacing Adam?
Yeah.
Just 3. Okay. Well, I can think of a million more people who could do the job better. But, number 1, I'm going with Oprah Winfrey.
Wow.
She seems available.
Yeah.
And thirsty for this opportunity.
Her knowledge of Disney history is unparalleled.
It's vast.
Yeah.
It's vast.
You know she would love a giveaway, though. Whenever we have a giveaway, whenever you have a giveaway.
Yeah.
Because I'm no longer in the picture.
When she can afford to give everyone the same prize.
Your giveaways would be amazing.
They'd be epic. Epic giveaways.
Okay, Oprah's a great choice.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I feel like her subtle delivery will complement my amazing personality.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Gaze Do the D, presented by Harpo Productions.
Okay, number 2.
Who's your deuce?
I'm going with Lena Dunham. She seems like she would be really invested in Disney, first of all.
She does seem like that. She does seem, yeah.
Doesn't she reach you as somebody who'd be like, you know what? My true passion? Disney.
I feel like, though, yes, I know you're maybe being facetious, but I feel like in the background there's her watching Disney cartoons as a kid.
Yeah.
And so she just feels it.
Yeah.
She loves it.
She and I can be nude together.
She's often nude.
While
and so
we record.
Are you. Yes. Yep.
It'll be fantastic.
Just your V and your P hanging out there while you're recording.
Also, frankly, she'd have a really good point of view.
She would.
About all of the women's stories that are told and untold.
And she would not hold back. She would tell you what she
would
thinks.
Not hold back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great choice. So 2 women so far.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Listen, hashtag I'm with Minnie.
Yeah, but I'm a dude, so I guess I don't quite cut it.
I'm not going to stop you from making that observation. My 3rd choice is, of course, Parker Posey.
Interesting. Where did that come from, Patrick?
I don't know. I have been thinking about Parker Posey a lot lately and how much I love her.
I love Parker Posey.
And where has she been? Where are you, Parker Posey?
Well, she was in Lost in Space, right? She was on that Netflix show, Lost in Space.
Yes, that is true. That is true.
Do you know what peak Parker Posey is for me? My very favorite Parker Posey character?
Can I guess?
Yes.
Is it Waiting for Guffman, Parker Posey?
No.
Teacher's pet.
But I love Waiting for Guffman, Parker Posey.
I wanna be teacher's pet.
My favorite Parker Posey is, I think her name was Dorleen on Will and Grace when she was like the manager at Bloomingdale's, or was it?
It was, it started with a B.
Barney's. And Jack got to do the windows.
Yes.
And she's like, I will scratch your eyes out.
Scratch your eyes out.
I love Dorleen.
She was so funny in that.
Yeah.
I celebrate her fully in
sure.
The House of Yes.
Oh, yes, of course.
Oh, my gosh.
And Best in Show.
And Best in Show.
Party Girl.
All
kind
of
the movie
Christopher
that kicked
Guest
it all off.
movies.
Oh, yeah.
Party Girl.
Yeah.
And Scream 3.
Oh.
When she played Courtney Cox's doppelganger.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
funny.
She's
so
fantastic.
funny.
Parker Posey.
Yeah.
Okay, so your choices are Oprah,
Yeah.
Lena Dunham,
Yeah.
Parker Posey. In that order? Like, would you first choose Oprah?
I mean, Oprah's always my number one choice.
Okay, great.
Yeah. And I think I'm always her number one choice as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obvi.
She can finally be super gay with me.
I want to make a Gayle King reference in this moment, but it's
That's what I mean.
probably inappropriate. Okay.
No.
All right.
Come on, Oprah. Just do it.
So Stedman is just a beard?
Listen, I'm not going to say it, but yes.
Do you call a lesbian's beard a beard? Do you, or what is a lesbian's kind of?
You call it a bra. Right?
I don't know. Lesbians, please let us know. What is a lesbian
What's
beard called?
Good question.
Maybe just a beard.
Well, no, because a beard is like your masculine trait.
Yeah.
And so that's what your wife would be, like, to prove that you're masculine and heterosexual, right?
So the female.
I may be misrepresenting what a beard actually means.
No, I think that works.
Okay. So what would the reverse be then?
Raw works, or a boob. The beard and the boob.
I brought my breasts.
Yeah.
Okay. My lipstick, my makeup, maybe. I feel like I'm insulting all the women in the world right now, and I don't mean to.
And half the men who wear makeup. Yeah.
So we've got Oprah, Lena Dunham, and Parker Posey.
Fantastic.
All better than you at this show.
That's fair. That's fair.
Aw.
Yeah.
I hesitate to ask you my question now because I feel like you'll use it against me.
I would never, ever
You would always.
do anything like that.
You would always.
What is your question?
You've been given 3 wishes, Adam.
Okay.
One is a Disney-specific wish.
Okay.
One is a wish that has nothing to do with Disney. And one is a celebrity smush wish.
Oh, does that imply sexual relations?
It means bang, bang into your... You know what I'm talking about. Back seat of my car.
Okay, yeah, I love that song. I love it. Okay. So 3 wishes. I'm assuming I'm rubbing a lamp.
You're rubbing something.
Okay.
And getting these wishes.
And I get a wish. Okay, so
You get 3 wishes.
Disney-specific wish.
Yeah, you can answer in any order you want to, but start with Disney wish. And end with the bang, bang wish.
Okay, my first Disney wish is... I'm assuming I can't do like a million more wishes.
You can never do
Scenario.
that. Have you seen
Okay.
Aladdin?
Yeah, I did.
Come on.
Just last night with you. Okay, well, my first Disney wish is lifetime travel expenses paid for to any Disney park.
I love it. That's a great wish.
That would be my wish.
I didn't even think of that.
So, like, plane would be included, hotel stay, and then the park costs.
So whenever you have a whim to go on a Disney trip,
Correct.
it's paid for.
Yes.
I like it.
Okay, great. I'm proud of that one.
Yeah, me too.
Okay,
You're
so
smarter than I thought you were.
maybe I will stay on the podcast.
Uh-oh.
No, Oprah's coming on the
Oprah.
podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, so my second wish is just a generic wish.
Just a wish that has nothing to do with Disney. So a wish for Adam outside of the Disney world.
Okay, my wish outside of the Disney world would be, and does it need to be a wish for me, or can it just be like a wish for...
Be selfish with it.
Okay, well, I was going to not be, but now I'm going to be super selfish.
I wish for world peace, blah, blah, blah.
It wasn't going to be world peace, but it was going to be like, just calm down. Can we just calm down? Everyone take a breath.
There's no wish that's strong enough for that to happen. No one has that power.
Okay, so a selfish wish would be, just to be happy the rest of my life. Like to feel happiness for the rest of my life.
Aww.
Yeah, like just to, when you feel the happiest you've ever felt?
It's when you leave.
What? And Oprah knocks on the door and she's like, I'm ready to record the real episode now.
Yes. No, I'm sorry. Yes, I know.
When you
exactly.
have that sincere feeling of happiness, whether it's with your family or like you're in Disney World or whatever.
We're in the right place at the right time.
Yes. Yeah. Like I want that feeling constantly throughout the rest of my life. And
Aww.
maybe that's a bad wish because you should feel sadness too and things like that to have a full life. But I want more of that anyway. More
Aw.
happiness. Okay.
That's a really good wish.
And then what's my third one?
This is an emotional quick D.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to make it even more emotional. It's your celebrity smush.
Oh, my celebrity smush is 100% Chris Hemsworth.
Bang, bang, Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth.
Wow.
Have you seen him in the trailer for the new Men in Black movies?
I have not yet.
When he's wearing like the Men in Black suit, the black and white.
I bet he looks
like,
great
oh
in
my
that
gosh.
suit.
And he's not fully Thor, right? Like when he's Thor, he's like all jacked.
Yeah.
But he's like leaner in real life.
Yeah.
Like he's not like that jacked in real life.
He's more approachable.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I like it a lot.
All right. Calm it
So,
down.
Chris Hemsworth, who would be your celebrity smush?
Parker Posey.
She doesn't have a P. She has a V.
Hey,
Yeah.
I contain multitudes.
Oh, wait, what?
No, I don't. I'm not going to smush Parker Posey.
Okay, who are you going to smush?
Although if she asked me to, I'd be like, you know what?
She's Parker Posey.
You deserve it.
Well,
You deserve all this.
I think it would be more of a gift to you than to her.
Oh, well, okay.
Anyway,
That's why you're not on my show.
let's for a moment say your celebrity smush has to be male.
Okay.
Who is it going to be?
Oh, gosh. If I'm going just based off of visuals, it's Chris Evans.
So we both chose a Chris.
We did. We both chose an Avenger. Yep. So I guess you can sing on the podcast. Because all I've been waiting for you to admit to me, Adam, is that we have something in common. And you did it. You passed my test.
I'm so glad we finally found the one thing we have in common, and it's that we both want to smush an Avenger named Chris.
That will do it for this episode of Gays Do the D. Thanks for listening. Ratings and reviews are greatly appreciated and help people find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, and Stitcher. To become a patron of the podcast, visit our website at gaysdothed.com/donate. For a donation of any amount, you can receive exclusive Gays Do the D content and help us continue to bring you the very best Disney news and discussion. Continue the conversation after this episode on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at GDTD Podcast. Submit your questions or show ideas to info@gaysdothed.com. Have a great week, everybody. See ya real soon.